Hello and welcome back, World Watchers. So today I am going to do a simple and quick recipe. We're back on the tray bakes. We're making things to keep people snacking for reasonable cost, and that's the thing here. So it's a very simple recipe. You can obviously manipulate it in whichever way you want, so you know, I'm sorry about the oven, by the way, but I need to preheat it because this comes together quite quick. So we're going to do a fruit tray bake. So I've got some sultanas, some dried apricots and some cherries. Obviously you can leave the fruit out and do like a basic sponge type of tray bake. You can add vanilla to it, make a vanilla one. And also, I guess if you really wanted to, you could use this recipe and then put icing on the top, a bit like the school cake that we did. Okay, this is a slightly different recipe, but it would work with this as well. You could add chocolate chips instead of the fruit, whatever you want. Anyway, simple recipe, simple to do, and I like that. So you need to preheat your oven first of all. So it's 160 fan, 180 if you don't have a fan, and it's probably about a gas mark 4, but I will get that checked and John will put the actual gas mark here just in case I got it wrong. As always, he will put the recipe down below, so you don't need to worry about amounts. But to start off with, we are going to put everything apart from the fruit and the demerara sugar into a bowl. So in goes my flour. I'm using self-raising this time. In goes caster sugar, baking powder. This is baker's block or baking spread, whatever, you know, stork type thing, not pure butter. And it's kind of straight out the fridge because this stuff melts down quite quickly. That's cool. And then 4 tablespoons of milk. And 4 large eggs. The whole lot is going straight in, and I do love a recipe where it just goes straight in and then you mix. So I'm going to mix this until it's all really well combined and it looks light and fluffy. Okay. In the meantime, you need to prepare a tray bake tin. So this is about a 30 by 20, somewhere along those lines. You need to grease it and you need to line it. I'm going to mix this and I'll be back. So it's been mixing for about 2 minutes, and I'm literally going to scrape down the sides to make sure everything is mixed in and then put it back on for another couple of minutes. You can see that the colour's already changed from when it started out, and obviously it gets lighter the more air that gets into the mixture. Back on for another couple of minutes. Okay, so when your mixture is mixed, you will notice that it looks like there was more than you started off with. That's great because that means there's a nice lot of air in there. And the next thing we're going to do, or the last thing we're going to do before we cook it actually, is to stir in our mixed fruit. Mix it in quite gently because you don't want to knock all the air back out, but you do want to make sure that it is quite evenly mixed. And then we're going to pour it into our tin. Level your mix out, make sure you push into the corners. So that's ready. So now it's going to go into the oven for 30 to 35 minutes, depending on how hot your oven is, etc. What you want, or what you're looking for when it's ready, is the sides will come away slightly from the edges of the tin, or you know, you'll see it will shrink back. What we're going to do though is after 15 minutes we're going to take it out and we're going to sprinkle our demerara sugar over the top, so that'll give a nice crunchy sort of finish, but we don't want to put it on now because it will just sink in amongst the rising cake. So in it goes, 15 minutes, bring it out, sprinkle your demerara on, back in for another 15, maybe 20 minutes. Okay, so I'll be back in a while. Okay, so there we go, fresh out the oven. You won't be able to see, but it has kind of started shrinking away from the edges, as I said. It's a lovely golden brown colour and the sugar is still crunchy on the top, which is fab. So the next thing to do now is it needs to cool in the tin. So I'm just going to leave it be on a rack to cool down by itself, and then it's a case of just turning it out, cutting it into 16 slices or pieces, and then you're good to go. So you can eat it just, you know, as it is, or if you like, you could have some whipped cream with it or something like that. As I said before, if you really fancied it, you could just leave off the demerara sugar and maybe put some icing on it if that would make your kids happier. Or you could even melt some chocolate over the top if you did a chocolate chip version. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give us a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed, please do. It really does help us out. If you have, thank you very much for doing that for us. And we will show you a picture of it sliced at the very end, and we'll see you all again really soon. So thanks for joining me, and bye for now.